I think you hit the nail on the head. Then you got to understand in this day and age, inflow, i.e., income, is going to equal your outflow. It's going to be determined by your outflow, right? So every dollar that's coming in, every new client that's coming in is going to be really determined by your marketing activity, your PR, the podcast, the webinars, all the stuff that's happening. And at a point in time, it will all kick off. And to your point, it doesn't just happen overnight. There's a bit of a process and investment that has to happen. So listen, I love this conversation, and I also want to know how you have flipped the scales and really looked at the stats to determine, week on week as you started, how this engine has evolved, and also how you tweak this engine over a course of time to make certain that obviously after 6 to 9 months, there is return on investment.
Exactly. Yeah, that is a very good one, because to be very honest, in the beginning, I was very bad at this. I was very output driven in a way that I just wanted to do things. And we were just saying, okay, we're throwing out another thing, and we'll see how it reacts, or how the market reacts, right? This could be in the marketing area, but as well as when we're talking sales, when we're talking internal efficiency. I was just very bad at that. And I remember at a certain point, I had a conversation with an old friend who used to work at Google, and he was talking about KPIs and OKRs and all these. He had a long list of basically abbreviations that I never heard about, that were ways to track how you were doing. And I really got into that. Obviously, as you go, as a startup company, we raised money as well. We're working with venture capital funds, and obviously they expect that of you. So you are kind of forced to go into that. But at a certain point, I was really like, okay, we really need to implement a system to track this, but not only to track this, but also to communicate it to the entire team. Because I see a lot of startup founders, CEOs, as well as executives in like established companies and incumbents. They have their sheets and they have their tools, but it's just their tools, and they use it to report it either to their boards or to their management or whatever, but not down the line, right? And that is really, I think, a big mistake that is made in a lot of companies today. So what we have implemented is a system with OKRs, objectives and key results. For the people who might not be familiar with it, there are millions of books probably written about that subject. It's very interesting. And we use actually a platform for that. We use Purdue, but there are a lot of platforms that are going into this, that both set the targets, set the KPIs, set the OKRs for everybody, but also allows everybody to track them. And it's a digital platform, but we also printed out extracts from that. They're hanging in our office, and everybody is at all time aware of how you're doing. And I think that is the key to achieving your goals, right? So yeah, it's been a major change for us. And even up till a point where I get people from our tech team, for example, who said, well, I've seen the sales result this month, and wouldn't you like try to do it in a different way next month when we are not hitting targets? And that is very important. I mean, it's obviously a huge hit to my ego, but it's something that you need to take, and that makes you rethink your whole organization or a part of your organization. So it has been great for us.